Hi, everyone. I'm Cheryl Butler, and you're listening to the Mighty Mommy's Quick and Dirty Tips podcast, which will help make your life as a parent a little bit easier and a lot more fun. Welcome. Today's episode is number 513, 4 Positive Thoughts for Your Non-College-Bound Child, because not every child wants to head off to college after graduating, and that's okay. For a lot of kids, deciding not to go to college is definitely hard. As the holidays wind down, not only are families catching their breath from all the shopping, baking, entertaining, and managing crazy to-do lists, those with high school seniors are gearing up to focus on another monumental period, deciding on where to enroll in college. This is a pivotal milestone for families. I can attest to that with my 8 kids. But just as seniors are excitedly filling out their college applications, there are still many classmates who have decided college is not in their future, at least not now, and my son is one of them. To be honest, this comes as no surprise, as my soon-to-be high school grad has never been scholastically inclined, despite his insatiable desire to learn new things. He's a Boy Scout and a true explorer. If he could spend all day long building things and figuring out what makes machinery and other intricate objects tick, he would. But at this point in time, he doesn't want to further his education in a classroom setting. I shared this news with several of my friends who have college-bound children, and I immediately sensed their disappointment. What? No college? What about when everyone is going post-crazy on social media with their kids' final acceptance choices? What will I post? Woe is me that one of my sheep strayed the flock and will now be subjected to a life of eating cold beans from a can because he won't have a college degree to help him have a living space with electricity and running water? Guess what? Not all kids go to college, and that's okay too. In fact, sometimes it's the best decision that can be made. I've been down this path with my oldest child, and now my 6th child, and believe it or not, the world didn't come to an end. In fact, it was the beginning of some wonderful opportunities that otherwise wouldn't have happened if college was their first choice. If college isn't in the cards for your child, fear not. Mighty Mommy shares 4 considerations that will shed some positive light on the situation that can help both you and your child forge ahead to a bright and hopeful future. 4 positive considerations for your non-college-bound child. 1. Parents know their kids best. 2. Alternate school options are available. 3. Success is more than a degree. And 4. College will always be there. A closer look at each follows. 1. Parents know their kids best. Parents know their kids better than anyone else. They know their quirks, their habits, good and bad, their strengths and their struggles. Although our kids are receiving lots of instruction and guidance about how they should handle their future after graduating high school, from teachers, counselors, peers, coaches, and other adult influences in their lives, these people haven't lived with our kid for the past 18 years. Sure, these people are influential and are getting a glimpse of what makes our child tick, but they aren't living our daily lives, from hassling them to get up out of bed to catch the bus, hounding them to do their homework, or listening to their daily commentary about how much they loathe geometry and what purpose is it going to serve them if they want to be an entrepreneur. When your child is either on the fence about going to college or absolutely positive he wants no part of it right now, you as the parent can be his best resource and voice of reason because you're closest to him and know him inside and out. He might be receiving extra pressure from sources at school and the other influences mentioned above, but this important decision in his life is one you can help him feel confident in. While my son is respectful, he completes his work on time and attends school every day without too much fuss. His heart is totally not into it, and he absolutely looks forward to the weekends and vacation time where he doesn't have to be in a classroom environment. He's also still a bit on the immature side of his peers, and much more of a homebody than my other kids, neither a winning combination for campus living. One of his personal struggles is time management. He's never been very good at gauging how much time he needs to meet school deadlines, and he needs constant reminders from me to complete his tasks around the house. This has been a challenge for all 4 years of high school, so I'm positive handling the college scene would be a calamity for him. Sending a child who can't stay on top of deadlines off to college is a recipe for disaster. In Ready for College, Why Some Students Are More Prepared Than Others, Julia Routbort, Ph.D., Associate Dean of Students at Skidmore College, says that some high school students have time management difficulties, but concern should be raised about those students who don't learn from their high school mistakes and alter their behavior. The fact that we as parents know our child's emotional and maturity makeup is a plus. It's so much better to give your student some extra time to grow close to home so you can be a positive influence in helping him gain the right tools, both emotionally and skill-wise, to make the next move towards a successful future. Number 2, alternative school options available. When a child doesn't choose college after high school, it doesn't mean his or her life will now have no purpose. In fact, quite the opposite. College-bound kids have a plan, more or less, to attend the university of their choice and pursue a degree that they're passionate about. Actually, let's be a bit more realistic. A lot of college freshmen don't really know what they want to study and often change their majors several times, but they usually know where they want to attend college. With that, they follow a timeline of graduating high school in June, working their part-time summer job, shopping for every dorm essential they can think of come late summer, and then they part ways with their families near Labor Day for a brand new adventure, many away from home for the very first time. Non-college kids don't have a structured time frame for getting ready for the fall after graduating from high school, because they may have no concrete plans in place. That's okay, though, because there are plenty of options for them to explore now that high school is behind them. One is a gap year. One of the more popular plans for students who aren't quite sure if college is really in or out is to take a gap year. In my episode, 5 Reasons to Support a Gap Year, I shared my oldest daughter's experience with her gap year and how beneficial this time was for her. A gap year is simply a break from formal education, typically taken after high school or before starting graduate school, which the student uses to travel or work. My daughter, a real country bumpkin, used this time to move from our small seaside community in Rhode Island to New York City so she could pursue her love of the arts and writing and to try to find her own voice in this big world. Because she was such a small-town girl, we were anxious about this decision, but completely delighted when she found her wings and simply thrived there. If your child is thinking college might be right for her sometime in the future, a gap year might be a wonderful choice. Internships. There are literally hundreds of career-related internships available for young adults who would like to pursue a trade or hone a skill in a work environment rather than in the classroom. Several ideas are environmental work, the food industry, healthcare, event planning, working with senior citizens or preschool children, interior decorating, becoming a nanny, travel, and many more. Education.com's article, When Your Child Says No to College, gives several more ideas, including ideas on how to acquire grants. My son is completely passionate and is excellent at building things. He's pursuing an internship with a construction company to see if it's a good fit for him. He currently has a mentor in this field who's teaching him the ins and outs of all that construction and building has to offer. And he is so excited by this that he's actually reading trade magazines and thinking about taking an online course. Trade schools. If a traditional college experience isn't for your child, he might be interested in choosing a field such as plumbing, electricity, auto mechanic, etc. There are so many programs available at community colleges and trade schools that provide lots of hands-on training in addition to learning from a book. As a side note, I'm the oldest of 5 siblings. 4 of us chose traditional college experiences, and one of my brothers chose to enlist in the service and then went to a trade school to become a plumber. He is very successful and makes a wonderful living with this career choice, and I never have to worry about a leaky faucet. Retail or other full-time jobs. Kids that truly don't have any idea what their interest in a long-term career might be can consider a retail job or perhaps working in the restaurant business. Here, they'll get a sense of what working 40-plus hours a week feels like. If cashing out customers all day long soon becomes boring, they might begin assessing what they do enjoy doing. I know college grads that make a wonderful living by waiting tables instead of working at a job they went to school for. And enlisting in the military. Many students explore the armed services where they can serve their country and learn a trade or earn money to go to college in the future. Whatever your child decides to do after high school graduation, keep the lines of communication open. Be there for him so you can ask him what he's finding interesting about his new job or what some of the challenges are. Keep talking, but more importantly, keep listening. Many kids have breakthroughs during their first couple of years after they graduate from high school. They mature, they learn more about financial responsibilities and being in control of their own bills. They meet interesting people they might not have otherwise come in contact with. Be open to all these new firsts with your young adult. This is a great opportunity for him to blossom. Next up, I'm going to talk about how success is more than a degree. Number 3, success is more than a degree. Unfortunately, one of the biggest reasons parents get so upset when their child decides not to head off to college is they feel it's a personal reflection of failure on their part. I get this because I had a twinge of that when my oldest child, who was a bookworm and a straight-A student, made the decision not to pursue college right after high school. Her teachers and a circle of academically successful friends were stunned, and when I began sharing this news with other parents, I temporarily felt like a loser, like it was our fault as parents that she wasn't on the college path, especially because she certainly had the academic skill set to go to a handful of great colleges. Mac R. Hicks, Ph.D., contributor to Psychology Today, weighs in on this very sentiment in All Kids Should Go to College, a Great American Myth. So why this love affair with college? Many Americans think college equals success, and they naturally want the very best for their children. Most parents, especially middle-class parents, have one question when visiting friends that they haven't seen for a while. How's Janie? Where's she going to college? Of course, it's assumed that she is going to college. If she isn't, the friends might see Janie's parents as failures, and the parents themselves would feel embarrassed. I'm ashamed to say that's part of what got to me when my oldest decided on a gap year. But I'm so proud of her for knowing that college at that time was not right for her. Kudos to her and the students in the same shoes as she was almost 10 years ago for listening to their inner voice and not making a mistake to enroll in college because it would please other people. Success comes in all shapes and sizes and should never be measured by a piece of paper that says degree on it. Most of us are familiar with the incredible success stories of well-known icons like Apple CEO Steve Jobs, food guru Rachel Ray, and CNN's Ted Turner that didn't attend college, just to name a few. By helping to guide your child down the path of figuring out what excites her and how she can develop those interests into a career, which may eventually lead to college at another time, you're creating a successful platform for her entire future. And number 4, college will always be there. One of the biggest reasons not to feel disappointed that your child is not choosing a college now is that there's no deadline or finality in deciding when he might want to attend. As he grows and matures and experiences real life, he might decide that it's finally the right time to go to college, even if that's 20 or so years down the line. The Straightliner article, It's Never Too Late to Earn Your College Degree, sums it up perfectly. Jumping right back into college with a full workload may seem like a lot to swallow, but it's important to acknowledge that you're returning with a solid foundation. Work and life experiences have broadened your horizons and are available for you to draw upon. Today, the average college student is age 30, and adults continue their education well into their 70s and even 80s. So, never say never. When it comes to a child deciding that attending college after high school graduation isn't for him. Instead, embrace and encourage his choice and do all that you can to help him find his way in this amazing world of opportunity that we live in today. You'll be learning just as much as your child during this journey. The possibilities are endless. How did you guide your child who didn't want to go to college? Share your thoughts in the comments section at quickanddirtytips.com/mighty-mommy or post your ideas on the Mighty Mommy Facebook page. You can also connect with me on Twitter at Mighty Mommy. If you have friends and family that would enjoy listening as well, I'd love it if you'd share the link to this podcast and refer them to the website, www.quickanddirtytips.com/mighty-mommy. Here, you'll find hundreds of archived episodes covering a wide variety of parenting and family-related topics. Wishing you and your family a fun and caring week with each other. As always, thanks for listening, and until next time, happy parenting.